Hey, friends, before we jump in, I just want to remind you that our group on Facebook, Clutter Free Academy, is absolutely free. It's a great place to take this conversation further, ask questions, show us your progress, and just generally be cheered on by people who actually get it because nobody is in there because they've got all the answers. We're all in this together. We're all making progress, and that is a great place to start. So we would love to see you over in Clutter Free Academy. You just go to Facebook and you type in Clutter Free Academy and then answer a couple of questions because we want to make sure only the nicest people are in there, and we'll get started on that clutter free journey together. Okay, let's jump into the show. Well, hey friends, welcome to Clutter Free Academy, where our goal is to help you take small, doable steps to live with less clutter and more life. I'm Kathi Lipp. And today we're talking with my reality check in just about everything. It is Roger Lipp. Hey, Roger.
Hello. So good to be here.
And aren't you glad that you're on this series about boring? You know, everything is about boring.
I won't take
And
that too personally.
yes, but here's the problem. We cluttery people, we like a challenge. We like excitement. We are really bad with not seeing things. Out of sight, out of
Mm,
mind is a big thing for us. And
yeah.
so I want to talk about a boring routine that can really make our lives easier. And that is the closing shift.
Oh,
So, and we'll talk about what that is, but it's the few things that you do at night to make your next day so much better. And let's just be honest, guys. Roger's better at this than I am. He just is. And he's also the less cluttery of the two of us. So, but we are improving all the time. We are making small changes all the time to make this better. How has doing those few things at night really changed your next day, Roger?
it starts the day off right.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the day is starting in a panic, or you're
Yeah.
piling things up on top of each other, to get the
Yes.
day going. So it's very much about managing not just the household and the things that have to happen there, but also your own personal energy, and where do you want to
Mm-hmm.
focus your energy in the
Mm,
morning,
yeah.
especially when for many of us we're at our best in the morning. That's
Yeah.
our prime time. And do you
Yeah.
really want to use that prime time doing dishes?
Right, exactly. And yeah, that's the biggest one for us. But here's the other thing. Sometimes you have a 7 a.m. meeting. Sometimes I have a 6:30 in the morning radio interview. We've had both of those in the past few days. And so starting the night before makes life so much easier. So here's my question. Why don't we do it? And what's your first thought, Roger?
We get tired.
Yes, yes.
I know
Nights are hard.
the last couple of nights I actually have not done dishes in the evening.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
I think I've started again, but
yeah,
there was a period of time where it just was not. I did not have the energy
yeah.
to do them. And
There's no dopamine in the closing shift.
yeah,
Nobody claps. Well, I do say thank you when I know you've done the dishes, or I know you say thank you when I've done something to kind of make our day easier the next day. But nobody claps for the closing shift. But here's what I do know is that it will make everything go better. Everything. And so one of the things that we may have to think through is the closing shift, is it good to do it the last thing at night, or is maybe there a better time? So the closing shift is just 10 minutes that you have to determine what it is for you. I watched somebody on TikTok and her closing shift is an hour, and her morning shift is an hour. But also, they literally have 6 children and 11 animals living at their house.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. So it
That's
needs to be an
that.
hour.
Yes, that needs some
Yes.
structure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think if you can do 10 to 15 minutes, let's just say 15 minutes. Let's be realistic about things. And if you can pick 3 of these things to do, I'm going to give you a list. If you can pick 3 of these things to do, it's going to make your life so much easier. So, one thing we I think this is the biggie, is either load and run the dishwasher or unload the dishwasher, depending
Mm.
on what side of that you're on. Because having an empty dishwasher in the morning, like, you've just won the lottery. That is the best thing. It's the best thing in the world. Um, okay, number 2,
Well,
put
here's another
10
thing
go, go
about
ahead.
that dishwasher thing.
Yeah.
Depending on your power and electricity situation, for
Mhm.
some people that is cheaper electricity at night.
Yeah.
So running the
Yes.
dishwasher at night
It's
actually is a budget thing as well for some
Yeah,
people.
we
Yeah,
we run our dishwasher at night and you usually unload it in the morning.
yeah.
I do participate. We're just talking about things that are happening early in the morning and later at night when my energy is at its absolute least. So, if this was all up to me, I would probably be doing those things maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, number 2, prep your food for tomorrow. So
Mm,
what that means is tonight we're doing egg roll in a bowl. So I pulled out a pound of pork. We're not going to use it all for that, but in order for that to defrost overnight in the refrigerator, I made sure that we had the ingredients. So we are good to go. That uh, I think knowing that you have everything you need for food tomorrow, whether that's prepping lunch. We spend some time on Sunday doing some salad prep. We tend to do a vegetable soup each week because that's a great way to use up veggies. Just knowing that you don't have to make lunch or dinner from scratch is a huge thing. So I highly recommend that one. Number 3, 10-item put away sprint.
well,
So do you
in fact,
go
that
ahead?
one also has impacted how we eat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When we're not prepping in advance, we both notice that we, we don't eat vegetables.
Vegetable, who are you? I do not know you. Yeah. Yeah.
So we either do this or we die of scurvy or something. I don't know.
Yes. But yesterday, last night for dinner, we had a nice big salad. Yesterday for lunch, we had vegetable soup. It was very vegetable heavy, which we both enjoy as long as it's prepped in advance. So,
Yeah, yeah.
even if you just prepped one vegetable a night, you got that lettuce together and another night you did some carrots. Whatever it is, it's going to make a huge difference. Okay. Number 3 is a 10-item sprint. So just putting 10 items away that have just been hanging out maybe on the kitchen table too long in the kitchen. I really want your closing shift to be, this isn't deep cleaning. This is things to make tomorrow better. Um, I so one thing that you can do that will really make the next day better. Okay, number 4, start a load of laundry. Now, this is not a good idea necessarily in the summer, when things are hot and that's laundry can be not so great. But most of the time we are fine starting laundry the night before and then just starting it to dry the day of, or can it dry that day, and I mean overnight as you're going to bed, and then you fold it in the morning. Now, this is not great if you have things that need to be ironed or, you want to be less wrinkly. But for things like jeans, underwear, towels, this is a perfectly acceptable thing to be able to do. Sheets, all those kind of things, kitchen towels, all of that. This is a great thing to do. And then number 5 is uh, prep a breakfast or set up your coffee. I mean, is there anything better than going downstairs and the coffee is already set up? It's a thing of beauty. Friends, this is not cleaning. This is preventing crisis. This is crisis prevention. So when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. And when go ahead, Raj. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I was just
tell
going to
you
say,
had a
I
thought.
just wanted to throw in there. I love this crisis prevention angle because
Hmm.
tomorrow could be a crisis if these things are accumulating. And these are all super quick. You're not none of these are saying, hey, let's spend 2 hours tonight
No,
to get ready
no,
for tomorrow. This
no.
is just a few minutes to get ready and prevent that crisis tomorrow.
Yeah, and the other thing this does is it saves money. If your coffee's prepped the night before, you're not going to drive through Starbucks, when you have perfectly prepped coffee.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
pre-deciding that you're doing
yeah,
your own coffee tomorrow. Yeah.
absolutely. You and I just got a really nice cooler, because up here, you're driving for an hour before you're going to, put groceries in, or, it's just it. We have to have nice coolers up here, and we've both talked about, and we've done this a couple of times. We're making lunch at home before we leave, and that is something that could be prepped the night before and put in that cooler the morning of. There are just so many reasons to be kind to your future self as a gift. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how can you get that dopamine hit. Because guys, I know you need it. I know you need that little reward. And I think that that is just fine. We just need to know ourselves and know what we need. So we're going to talk about dopamine hits as soon as we come back. Okay, coffee break here. If this show helps you take small, doable steps that support you in your decluttering journey, would you consider partnering with us through our coffee app? What we are trying to do is not have outside advertisements. We are trying to stay local. We're trying to stay here so that we can bring you the quality podcasts that we love to do, but without compromising our values or making it uncomfortable for you to listen in the car with your kids, because we know some of those advertisements were uncomfortable. The link is in the show notes, or you can just go to kathi dot link/coffee. Let me say that again. It's Kathi, Kathi .link/coffee. And to those of you who are already supporting us, can I just say thank you? It means the world to us. And we here in the office do a big celebration when we find out that we've got a new subscriber or we've got somebody who's made a one-time donation. It just means the world to us. Thank you so much. And now back to the show. Okay, friends, we want some dopamine friendly tweaks. So, a couple of things. Roger, I see you've been doing a lot of tea at night.
I have. Yes.
That is something that's really been helping you with your little reward at night. You
Yeah.
also, let's just say you got a big reward that you are doing after. Yeah, tell people about that.
I have a game system that we just got, and that's fun.
Which we've
Just
been
to
married
play a little.
20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been married 20 years, and except for the Wii, we've never had a gaming system. But this is your little reward for doing stuff at night, and
it
it's
is.
very
It's
fun.
fun to
I'm
sit down
terrible
and
at
do a
it,
little
but it's fun.
Mario Kart or a little Mario
Yeah.
World. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
I
the
love it.
generation that I am. Right.
Yeah. Another thought is having some music that you really love that's really energizing. You could go to AI and say, "Hey, give me a playlist of songs, that are would be energizing for my closing shift of prepping for the morning." And you could get so many suggestions, and so just asking Alexa to play those different things. Do not undervalue the bonus of a sticker chart for adults. There is something about a check mark, a little sticker. Seriously, guys, visual progress works. Um, and it makes all the difference. Or make it a game. One of the things that I used to do for breakfast was I would see if I could get the entire dishwasher unloaded before my oatmeal beeper went off in the microwave. It it made such a huge difference. Uh, Roger, what are some techie ways that maybe one of the things that I've done that has been helpful to me in my closing shift is I've told AI, hey, this is what I want to get done. Can you suggest a flow for me? Can you
Hmm.
suggest, what makes sense? And it says, well, you may want to start the dishes first and go over there and spray things with Dawn and let that sit, and while that's going on, go ahead and put 10 things away and set up your coffee. Like, it gave me some logical ideas, but are there some other things that we could do?
Well, I think one of the simple things is setting an alarm on your
Hmm.
phone
Yeah.
that just as a reminder, hey, this is let's do these 5 minutes now, as
Yeah.
opposed to putting it off till just before you're going to crawl into bed, and maybe you don't
Yeah.
have the energy at that point. So I think that's a really simple but effective win. The other thing is tying the habits together. So as you were talking about,
Mm.
gosh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. You just said it. Getting coffee and doing dishes,
Right.
right? Can we put away dishes while the coffee is getting ready in the morning because you've run it the night before? Those kinds of doublings are oftentimes very effective because you just always do them together.
Yeah, it's a habit stacking idea. And one of the things, we're talking mostly about the kitchen. I will say our washing machine and dryer are right next to the kitchen. So that's definitely in the flow. But if you can do a map of where you're going, okay, I'm going to start with the dishes. I'm going to spray that all with Dawn. Maybe one of the things I do is I wipe the counter that's closest to the fridge next. Then I go start that load of laundry. Uh, if the uh, if the garbage can is overflowing, I'm going to grab that, or the recycling, either of those. If those are overflowing, I'm going to go grab those. And then the next thing in our kitchen is, I really like this idea actually. Just going around the room. And I've done that. I did that before at our other kitchen, but I really like this idea. Then you just do the coffee, anything on the table, and then you come back to the uh, dishes and you finish it up. And so there's a little map of going
That's
around the room.
Yeah, it's sort of like the prayer walk,
Yeah.
except applied to decluttering, right? You're gonna
Yes.
walk through the kitchen and in an
Yes.
orderly way and do those
Do
things.
do those things along the time. I love that. In fact, I think we should give that a try.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I think the other thing that we need to do as a couple is a shared checklist.
Mm.
Like, what is it? Because here's what I'm thinking. There are some things that most afternoons I could do a couple of things to get us started, whereas you're better late at night. There are some days I can't. Yesterday was a bad day. I spent most of the day in bed, but today I've got some energy. What can I do today to make both of our lives easier? And if we have a checklist and we just both check things off as we go, that could be what I'm trying to think of an app for a shared checklist. We haven't really done that before. I I know that there are lots of
Yeah,
apps
yeah.
out there.
All the
Okay.
note-taking apps that can share could do this.
Okay.
So
We
OneNote
need to
or
figure this out.
yeah,
We'll
whatever you're
report back,
using.
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and if you miss, guys, there is no shame. Uh, Systems are meant to be restarted. And friends, I also want to say this. You can have all the goals you want, but if you don't have a system, if your system is failing you, don't tweak the goals, tweak the system. What is it that I could be doing that can make a big difference? And guys, I'm going to try this room mapping idea, because here's my thing. I tend to ping, 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 ping all over the room. because, oh, I see something. And I think us cluttery people are like that. We are very activated by something that we see and we want to check it off. And could we do this to save some energy, save some time, save some chaos, and just make things work more simply? If it only works when you're at 100%, it's not a system, it's a fantasy, guys. And that's not what we want. Um, Guys, next episode is boring system number 3, laundry without tears. This is another low dopamine routine that can save your whole week. So we'll be back to that. And we've got some really great episodes coming up. I hope that you will subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, go to wherever you listen, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Pocket. Is it Pocket Cast? Is that the one you
Yes.
listen to,
Yeah,
Roger? Yeah.
that's what I use.
And subscribe there so you never miss an episode. Roger, thanks for always helping us shrink this down to what's actually doable. That's what I love.
Yeah. Oh, my pleasure. This is fun.
This is fun. Okay. The actual doing it may not be fun, but talking
Well,
about it
this
is
is
a
fun.
blast. This is fun. Yes. But you know
This has
what?
the dopamine.
Yeah, we're going to add some dopamine into our routines, guys. There are going to be stickers. There are going to be high fives. There is going to be tea afterwards. And for Roger, there's going to be Mario Kart. Okay, friends, you've been listening to Clutter Free Academy. I'm Kathi Lipp. Now, go live the clutter free life you were always meant to live.